Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Is my mic open?
Oh yeah, you're on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the DCUO SourceCast. I'm, of course, Trex, and tonight, to start the show off with, very special guest from the DCUO CEC on the PC side. Give it up for Daddio, or Oiddad.
Daddio, Oiddad, I don't care what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Oh, I'm getting a little feedback.
Thanks. All right, well, let me lower my speakers. Probably getting the replay because I just turned into the SourceCast.
There you go. Yeah, just pretty much mute Twitch. So,
well, thanks. Thanks for having me here tonight, man.
No
nice little
problem.
surprise.
I know, because I couldn't find my co-host. I don't know where he is. I think he got lost in the PlayStation 4 somewhere.
Yeah, he's probably still trying to log in somewhere. They're having a lot of people trying to set up with their accounts and keep getting disconnected and like 401 errors and stuff like that. So it took me a while today.
Well, hopefully it gets smoothed over through the weekend. That really sucks because they had a launch on a Friday, and so now all the guys on PSN over in those headquarters having to work the whole entire weekend. It's a shamble. But hopefully they actually work everything out. But we're going to get into
I'm sure they will.
We're going to get into Game Update 31 stuff in a little bit. We also got some announcements from MEPS as well that we can talk about. But I want to first talk about, we know that there was no FNL tonight because they have the PS4 launch. The PS4 launch was today. Woo! Everybody at midnight, everybody having a great time. Saw a bunch of my friends posting pictures. A lot of unboxing videos all over YouTube. I've seen my fair share today. I've seen too many, actually. But we have Daddio on the show because he will be on next week's FNL for the Living Legends 2v2 tournament, part of the FNL Tour. You want to talk a little bit about that real fast?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be the Living Legends. We did one similar to this called Dynamic Duos a few weeks back. And MEPS and Jens and everybody, I guess, over there at DC was pretty impressed with it and asked us to become part of the Friday Night Legends Tour. So on next Friday, on the 22nd, we'll be starting at 3:30. FNL will be starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, like normal. But we'll hopefully be within the first 2 rounds will be over by then because we'll have 32 teams fighting it out for the championship. The prize is going to be, I think it was, 3,000 station cash. Split between first, 2,000 station cash for second, and 1,000 station cash for third.
Ooh, buddy, bunches. Now I wish I would have actually had the time to enter, but I would probably lose first round like I did last time.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Very true. Very true. I'm actually looking at the challenge site right now. Let me actually link that for everybody in the chat. Oh, actually, I'm using the wrong keyboard. Silly me. All right. I'm actually looking at it, and it seems that you have 31 teams signed up, meaning that you only have slot for one more team, right?
That's it. Next team takes it. So if anybody's listening, they have a partner on the USPC and would like to participate, jump on in, sign up now, because by the day after tomorrow, it's probably not going to be there. I'm hoping by the end of this podcast, it's not going to be there.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Because I'm looking at it right now. I see Clutchmeister and Future Slob were already seated for the next part. But of course, this is all subject to change by the time the tournament starts. I mean, it's even right there in the title. But I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good teams. I see Mathalos from Most Wanted with the Shadowsmith. Has Mathalos been training?
Yeah.
Has been training a lot?
Unfortunately, Mathalos has not been feeling too well lately, so he hopefully will be back for the tournament. I just want to send out my best wishes to him. Hope he's going to be getting better soon. He's had some kind of reaction to something, and he's a great guy and doesn't deserve to be sick, but I'm hoping he gets better and he's going to be there for the tournament.
Well, best wishes to Mathalos.
Him and Shadowsmith. him and Shadow Smith, some of the good players from the league. Methlos is rated in the top tier of DCUO ratings according to DCUO MEPS at SOE Live. So he's right up there with Clutchmeister and Future Slav, and hopefully those guys will give him a run for the money. Third seed was Michael Grid and the Camel. I've been hearing some good things about the Camel. He's a hero. So is Michael Grid. And those guys, Michael Grid's like, why were we seeded third? I was like, well, look at your partner. And he's like, oh, that's right. But I'm expecting some good things from these guys. And then, of course, we have Mr. Hatter and Buzzworthy, who were seated in the fourth seed. Buzzworthy's been a long-time player and really good in Legends and outstanding in PvP in general.
Two-time SOE Live champion. As soon as I saw the name, I'm like, I'm glad I'm not in this tournament. I'm just happy.
Well, you never know, because some of these players are coming out of the dark. I don't know who some of these players are, and I'm thinking I just haven't come across them in any matches, and these guys are going to be surprising a lot of us. If you look down the list, I haven't played against Zeus and Pentak. They're another hero team down the 23rd spot.
Yeah.
Zeus whipped Yen's butt in Legends the other day. Right before last week's FNL, and Jens was talking about him, and I'd like to see his performance in this next tournament and see what they're going to do. But there's a lot of nobodies in there, and you never know. You might have that Rocky Balboa just sitting in the shadows, coming out fighting.
Let's hope so. On here it says tournament will be starting at 3:30 Pacific time. And, of course, FNL pre-show starts... the pre-show, that's during Jens's pre-show, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that 3 o'clock, 3:30 range is Jens's pre-show.
Yeah, he'll start during his pre-show, I'm sure. Yeah, he starts PvPing and scrimmaging and all that stuff, so... he's going to be an attraction before FNL. I am not sure if he's going to be floating around the area of Centennial Park or not, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there that will want to scrimmage him and do some duos or duels or anything, take on one of the developers, and especially the head creative director. What is he titled? Lead creator director?
He is the I think the senior creative director, but I've always called him the senior.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. And, of course, FNL next week over at twitch.tv/DC Universe Online. FNL will be starting at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be 7 Eastern. So be sure to tune in for that for it looks like another solid FNL match. And there's only one team left that can sign up. One team. So if you can grab one of your little buddies. Also, Mets confirmed. Senior creative director. Senior. So be sure to grab your buddies. Senior. Should grab one buddy and try to lock in for that one spot left for the FNL Tour next week. Just cannot wait. Cannot wait. So, coming into some...
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just going back to the chat there, and I see where Mep said senior.
He's old. He's an old dude. So,
I'm older than him. What are you talking about?
I don't want to say nothing. So, nothing really going... we normally would go into some forum news right now, but because of Game Update 31, because of the PlayStation 4 launch today, I'm not really going to grab stuff from the forums. Instead, we're going to talk... we're definitely going to be talking about Game Update 31 a little bit later, but I want to first announce some of the fixes that have been going on that the developers have been working their tails off trying to fix with this launch. And these are all coming from MEPS as well. Let me actually grab them. He does want to make sure that everyone knows that the feat crash is fixed. When you complete a feat, apparently you would crash from the game. But that has been fixed, and the rendering issue is better and is getting fixed. So we're getting the rendering issue. I think this is more or less, especially for those PlayStation 3 players, because I don't think this is happening on the PC side. I'm not 100% because I haven't been able to play for the past couple of days. But
I haven't seen anything on the PC myself, so I'm thinking it's just on the PS4.
okay. And also another thing he wanted for me to mention is they just published a fix for PlayStation 4 players not seeing legendary memberships. I know Super Patriot came to me as well saying that even Soar came in. They were premiums. They were the freemium players, but now they should be seeing that they are legendary members now. PS4 entitlements are correct now. Yep. All right. So let's first talk about. I know you picked up a PlayStation 4, and Super Patriot picked up a PlayStation 4, and even Brittany in chat picked up a PlayStation 4. with you being a PC player, and you now have the PlayStation 4, how are you enjoying it?
Oh, I'm loving it. I mean, I played it on the PS3, and I didn't like it because it was 720p and seemed a little more comical than playing on the PC, and I just could not get used to the controller pushing buttons instead of. I'm a keyboard and mouse user of the PC.
Of course.
And I'm very comfortable using the mouse and the keyboard in conjunction. Now I have to hold left trigger, right trigger, X, 0, square, triangle to get those powers going off. And I'm like, oh man. So like slowly I'm learning it and it's becoming a little more natural. But again, I'm thinking about picking up a PC, USB keyboard and mouse for the PS4 and just plugging them in. But the controller is really nice. It's making things a little easier for me.
Good. I know that was one of the things, just in general, when we played over SW Live, holding the controller there was really fun. It was the PlayStation 4 DualShock 4. It wasn't the one with the light pad on it, I don't believe. Right? The light pad didn't have that controller at SW Live. So I'm trying to remember because I cannot, for the life of me, remember if that now. But how are you liking the graphics? Does it look prettier than the PC, maybe? Oh, I think I lost his voice. That happens, of course. Give me one moment. Let's see. Alright, you there? Oh, wow. I think I actually definitely lost sound this time. Wow. Yep. Holy crap. Give me one moment, guys. Sorry.
Saying 1, 2, 3 test.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think my sound card is actually causing some hiccups here.
It's probably suffering the new PS4, PS3 bugs.
Very true. Very true. All right, let's see here. Want to make sure Audition's not trying to crash on me, because it wants to do that now. Yay for live stuff. Always fun.
Yeah, Meps was just saying in chat that the PS4 and PCs have the same graphic updates. So whatever you're seeing on the PS4, you're seeing in the PC and vice versa.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I thought it would have been funny if it was a little bit different. Just got a turn. Apparently I'm not going to be able to probably stream tonight because we're having so much issues. I'm having issues, actually, and I'm not really enjoying those issues.
Well, I think probably every network out there like Twitch and Ustream and everything else is being overwhelmed by a lot of these new PS4 players.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. All right. Now it's just being hectic. One moment.
Are we still on the air?
Oh, yeah, we're still on the air. Now
Okay.
I'm just talking.
Keeping the fans amused. That's what you got to do.
Yes.
Please stand by for this special announcement coming up from Trexlight.
My system's crashing on me. Alrighty.
This is a test. This is only a test. If this was a national emergency, Super Patriot would be here.
That's very true. I'll give it that. It's Super Patriot's fault. Okay. So
See,
right.
he's probably sabotaging you.
He probably is. It would not surprise me one bit. Okay, so I can't stream the game, so I'm kind of sad about that. But life moves on.
He's probably upset you're not showing his little pony picture.
Probably.
The rainbow sparklies and glitter and all that stuff. So
I'm not really sure where Super Patriot is, Red Dragon. He's probably playing the PlayStation 4 or hanging with family. I cannot. My special guest tonight is, I call him Daddio, or how do you pronounce your villain name? I keep calling him Oiddad.
my Oiddad.
Oh, okay. Oi, I can go with that. Alright, so now that's out of the way. Something that came for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 that I think is actually really cool is the new Marketplace Cache. Have you been able to tinker around with this yet?
Yeah, unfortunately I have a zero balance, but the marketplace cache is replacing the, I guess, PSN cache for the DCO stuff.
Yes, this is pretty much similar to how the station cache works on the PC. So for $5, you use your real money to get this PSN network currency that you can use in the video games for the PlayStation network games. So for $5, you get 500 marketplace. I'm going to call it station cash. I know I am. 500 marketplace cash. For $10, you get 1,000, 20, 2,000, 45, 5,000, and then $85, you get 10,000 marketplace cash. Whew. Wow.
It seems like a good deal. The more you spend, the more they give you, and they're actually increasing your returns with that. So it's a pretty good system they got going.
Yeah, and it is really similar to how the station cash works for us. Because I mean, for $5 you get 500 station cash. For $10 you get 1,000. 20 you get 2,000. I see very similarities. Meps here in chat says the marketplace cache on the PlayStation 3 and the 4 allows us to run sales and promotions that are much similar to what they do on the PC side. So, looks like we're going to be seeing some promotions, hopefully, cross our fingers soon, so Super Patriot can get off my back about that.
That's one whole thing that I always see that seems to be a rival. If the PC has a sale, PS3 or now PS4 were saying, well, where's our sale? They were having a sale that we never knew about because it was never mentioned that they have stuff on sale all the time on the PSN network, but we can't see it on the PC side unless you actually log in through a PS account. I just found out today that they got a special for like $4.99. I can get the Legend of Future Batman for Legends, and I think it's the what is the Fight for the Light DLC? Yeah,
For $4,
so,
yeah,
I mean, that's
think,
a nice deal on the PS4.
I might pick up that on my PlayStation 3 because it's for PlayStation 3 as well.
Well,
I believe so. I thought.
I haven't seen the PS3, but I thought it might be something special just for the launching of the game. I'm not sure. I checked the marketplace and I only see it in game, not through the promotional. Like log into the PC and look for it. I can't
on the
find
launcher.
It.
Yeah.
I go in PS4. You're right, then I can see it there.
Now, when you're on the
But they also
PlayStation
got
4,
the good deal.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say they also got that $29.99 deal going where you get the 3 DLCs and a bunch of goodies for that too.
Yeah, Ultimate Edition. Woo!
That's it. Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. Now, on the PlayStation 4, when you bring up the game, what does the launcher look like there? Is it just Lex pointing towards Earth, or is it something different? Can you describe it for us? Or at least for me?
It used to be that. Now, yeah, now when you go log into the game, you see the new DC Universe online logo is the first thing.
Okay.
And then it goes from there through the regular title, credits, and everything while you go to your character select. Once you get to your character select, then you have the standard Joker, Cersei's, Power Girl, or whoever screens until you're actually in the game. So you don't see that Lex Luthor, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman screen anymore.
Okay, good. I want to point out from a forum post that I found, pretty much like the first PS4 pics. This was a thread in the forums, and it was just the picture of that screen with the logo and the trademark stuff at the bottom, and it said "fail to connect. Would you like to try again?" And of course, that was all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble today because the network's just been swamped. I think they sold what a million units overnight. So you figure that's a million people going through the network to get the DLCs and everything else all down from their servers. So everything's a little swamped right now.
Yes, agreed. Now, one thing I want to take away from that forum or from that thread was Meps came in here and they are looking for the errors that were described in this thread. And going by his post here, for those wondering about the PS4 download works, once you start downloading DCUO, you'll have two downloads running. The main game, which is about 7 gigs, and then the day 1 patch, which is about 5 gigs. Once those are downloaded, you can play the game in what they call Play Go mode, which is essentially you're limited to the character creation, the tutorial, and safe house. And then once that's all done, the rest of the game will continue to download in the background while you're doing this. Now, you will not be able to, from what I gather, you will not be able to leave Brainiac's ship in that aspect until the game's actually finished downloading completely. Is that what you remember hearing?
You can get it off the ship and into the police station, I believe, but you can't get out of the police station. Now, for me, I set download, walked away for a while, came back, and everything was there, ready to go about an hour and a half. So I was pretty lucky, I think, this morning. And I was just able to get my character and just go. And I went from level, I think, 11 or 12 up to 18 today while I was playing.
Good. All right.
And
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I streamed a little bit of it, and I had about 8 people offering assistance. I was like, no, I want to experience it. Let me get used to the controls and stuff. I really don't need to be power level to pull through things. I want to experience all on PS3, PS4, because I want to make a comparison between, I think you're doing the same thing. How far can you go playing for free compared to how far you go playing with a premium account?
Exactly. And so far, I'm having a blast on it. I really am. Brittany chimed in chat. The only way to check it is if you go to the game and go to options and then info. It will show you the progress for the downloads there. Neat. So there we go. Now I want to also, because Super Patriot was the one that brought this to my attention, was the guys from GameSpot on the PlayStation 4 launch or whatever. They got to sit down and play some DCUO, and they called something a major bug, and it really wasn't. I think they're trying to connect the keyboard and mouse, but the default on the game was still set to controller. They didn't actually click in their heads that they actually needed to set it to mouse and keyboard and not controller, and they call it a major bug.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was wondering myself, and then they just further read and saw it where they didn't reach all the way to the final settings to set up their keyboard and mouse. So it was their user error, no error in the game.
Yes. Yeah, especially for me, where I have a YouTube channel, I do DCUO videos, and I even do videos for other games as well, and I try to make sure that I'm well informed on it. And YouTube even at this juncture, for some channels, some channels are not really recognized as a form of true news media. I mean, the number one thing I always go with is Total Biscuit's videos. I watch them all the time. I watch his reviews. I watch all of his stuff. And in his review, first impression videos get better views than actually IGN videos. They almost double or sometimes triple. Now, through the whole comment system is a whole other thing, but I understand they were just hey, let's go ahead and put this sucker on and let's go hands-on with this. Let's do this. Probably a little bit more forethought. It's what you guys are actually playing. Probably would have helped out a little bit, especially even for other players that are doing this as well. I know earlier, I'm not sure if they're still going, but over at Games Radar, they were streaming with Yen's DCUO, and so they were getting a hands-on first impression with the creative director himself, which is always a dream.
And again, yeah, he was guiding them through. They didn't know a lot of things about, and he was able, not seeing it, knowing exactly what they were doing, I guess, through the stream himself, what they had to push, what they needed to bring up a social menu to invite player to group, add them to a friends list, and Jens knows the game inside and out, probably, typing code in his sleep about it. But he was really helpful to those guys, and those guys were doing a great job. They were doing a first view hands-on type of thing with really no knowledge going in, but they still did a great job on it with the help of Jens and everything else. But some of the other things that I've seen on other shows where people are trying to review the game and they are clueless about how it works. Work with it for a couple hours before you try reviewing something. It really will help them promote their cast or their videos and stuff. And instead of bashing the game, they have to get the knowledge themselves to operate the game.
Exactly. And Total Biscuit in one of his recent videos did a whole launch comparison to the Xbox One that's coming out next week and the PlayStation 4 that came out today. And he was talking about the launch titles for the PlayStation 4. And he even brought up DC Universe Online. And he said that he was really impressed on how the game looks now. With this game update, I'm probably guessing he's going by his game update, and how further along this game has developed since the first time he played it, which was right there at launch. I mean, I don't know if he's picked up the game since January 2011. Maybe he picked it up here and there, but he says it looks better, it feels better. So he was really impressed. And at that point, I'm like, he's talking about my game. I play that game. Yeah, it is good. It got better. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, TB.
Well, I'm sure my 12-year-old could give a great review of Call of Duty or Ghost or whatever the new one is. I've seen it. I can play it. But if I try playing it and do things, no. I'm going to be, my thumbs are tied, sitting on my hands. I don't know what to do. But you give it to him, he's experienced with the game. He'll tell you everything you want to know backwards and forwards. And that's exactly what Jens was doing with DC for these guys. And that's the kind of people you need doing these reviews and these demos and stuff like that.
That's right. Now, with earlier this week, Game Update 31 did hit the servers, and of course, the forums blew up. It's like players don't understand on patch day or Game Update day, it's going to be a rough start. It's going to be a rough day for players. It's going to be even rougher for the developers, and it just requires a lot of patience. I also want to point out that when people are bringing up issues with the game update, like character missings or stuff not rendering, Prime Battlegrounds lights were out. You even showed me a picture of it, and I was I think the light should have stayed off. The light should have stayed off.
Me and my league did it was like midnight bowling with the light shut off in the bowling alleys. It was Galactic Bowl. It was great. They only had certain things lit up. Everything else was black, because whatever bug they had going, but it was dark in there. The bosses lit up, the effects lit up, and it was just freaky fun. Every now and then they ought to do that just for like a weekend event to change things up for the players. It would be great.
You hear that, Meps? The lights out rating. That's what I'm talking about. Show that on an FNL. That would be great. And I really tried to get on.
I don't know if people bowl anymore. Back in my day, when we went bowling at night, they shut the lanes. All the lanes lights were off under black lights, and the only thing you saw glowing were the pins at the end.
That's right.
And that's when you rolled the ball down the lane. So that's why I say galactic bowling. But it would be great if the developers actually do things like that on purpose every now and then, just to give it a little change up. Imagine going in and fighting a pink avatar. For like Breast Cancer Awareness Month or something. You change Brainiac to a big pink in Subconstruct,
I would have
or for
no
FNL,
problems. I would have no problems with that. I like that idea. I need to see Meps. I need to visualize Meps writing this down. But Game of Day 31 came onto the servers this week. There were, of course, issues, lots of issues that I can't really get into. But, of course, I have the server fixes and the client fixes right in front of me that we're going to talk about in a moment. And with graphically, how do you like the art update that they've done with the game right now?
I'm loving it. It reminds me, well, I've been in beta and the closed beta and friends and family beta and stuff for this game since, they allowed us all in. And back then there were some things in games they had to take out, I believe, for the too graphically intense for the PS. It would have probably crashed them left and right. So you can understand what they've done. I'm glad they brought that stuff back and made it better than ever. It looks fantastic. Just flying through, having rain on you in Gotham, going through the mist and the fog and everything else. It really immerses you more in the game. At least that's my feeling. But the best...
I will completely agree. I've been to everywhere but Queensland Boardwalk in Metropolis because I see there were some, or at least the floating platforms there were lowered. I didn't get the chance to go over there and see how lowered they really got. Because as a super speed, I had maybe trouble getting to some of them, but I mean I still got my stuff done.
Yep.
May have to wait for respawn. But...
How do you like Centennial Park with the new updates they did over there with the crash scene now? Instead of just having the junk scattered around.
I did a preview video for another channel for Anime Esports because I'm their official correspondent now, which is yay.
Oh,
Esports.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah, DK asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and so any update, any preview stuff I send it to that channel, so it's really cool. But I did a preview video, and I did a side-by-side comparison from Game Update 30 and Game Update 31, and it's like playing that game of find the difference in the picture. They took away some trees, they recolorized the statues, and it's like I'm looking at both. I'm like, I can make this into a mini game. This is awesome. Just start circling stuff.
There you go.
Centennial Park looks
awesome.
And
Robinson Park with the update there.
Oh my god! It's like they just took Robinson Park, threw everything away, and just redid it. Because the pillars don't look the same. They took a lot of pillars away, in my opinion, from what I saw. But I absolutely loved Robinson Park, and I'm wondering what else could they do with it. Not saying I'm not happy with it. I'm very happy with it, but I'm curious on if they were gonna add something to it, like another quest or more mobs. It's like, what else could go there? It would be great. Be so great.
Well, I can't wait till the next DLC when they're bringing out from what they mentioned so far in pre-FNLs and what Jens was saying up in New York City at the meet and greet thing he did up there with the new DLC coming out. Not Fight for the Light. Light Wars, is it called?
War of the Lights.
War of the Lights. War of the Lights. I can't imagine what they're doing with that now, with the graphics and the scenery and everything else, because I think they said we go to Mogo.
We're
going to go to the planet.
There is a portal. There's a portal in the Watchtower. There's pictures are all over the forums. Teleport to Mogo Command Center. Oh, it got taken out. Good job. Yeah. Whew. That was quick.
I don't know if it got taken out. I never saw it.
I haven't gotten the chance to log in to see it yet. I see pictures. I'm like, where is it at? Now I want to go find it. Just start teleporting, and it takes you to nowhere.
Well, you've been playing with the game update 31.
I've been playing. I played a lot with it in beta. I was in Game of Day 31 in the test server a lot. I was able to log in, run a couple of stuff in the game with Game of Day 31 on the live servers, but I really haven't gotten full blown into it, actually looking at all the more changes that were done to it.
Okay. I really love the leveling changes they've done. It makes it so streamlined.
Yes.
Where you're going from, 0 to 30. One progressive line now. I mean, there's side quests you can take, which are great because they give you radar enhancers and repair bots and mail bots and stuff like that as you're going through the game. But just having that streamline of quest to follow and not having to seek it out anymore is really great. Unfortunately, on the flip side, they've taken out some of the content, and you will have to go hunt that down if you wanted to follow some of the Brainiac stuff at lower levels. Higher levels, it's all there.
Yes, they did take out the Brainiac missions, and I really wanted to. I really wish I could grab Meps for the show, but he was nice enough to at least come onto to show up in the chat, because a lot of people were definitely asking why do they make the bounties level 30, and that was a question that I never really thought about asking. I really just rolled with it, and I was like, they make a good point. Why were the bounties now level 30? It's not like I actually did them while leveling though, because I never did. I always waited till I'm level 30, did the solo ones I could, and then just grab groups for the rest of them.
Well, as level 30, I mean, you run across them now. Like today, I ran across the Avatar of Sin on the Brother Blood quest line, and he was tearing me up. I just had to get away from him because I forgot he's no longer like level 17. He's now level 30, and I was like, oh no, my shields aren't working, Captain. Evade.
Yeah, probably for the leveling purpose. When a new player comes into that General Hospital area and you're doing your quest like la-di-da, taking out some demons, all of a sudden you just feel a fireball in the back of your neck. It's like, where did that come from? It took half my health. Oh, there's a big bounty boss there. Let me get the heck out of this area. And it gives that sense that that guy rules that area. He's not some guy to get pushed over.
Exactly.
He's that guy for that area. And you can come back when you're a little bit higher level and try and take him out. That's now my mindset to it.
Yes, and same thing with Bizarro around the hospital in Metro. You go to Little Bohemia around the hospital, you're questing, all of a sudden Bizarro's hitting you, and you're like, you feel it now, instead of just waiting for a group of, say, levels 8 to 12 to group up and take them out. No, you're going to have to wait until you're level 30 before you even attempt them solo, but now you definitely need a group of people to take them out. Higher levels have to help the lower levels through those areas, and I think it's going to build a better community if they're asking for the help now instead of just wait until you're 30. We're going over there with a bunch of 30s and steamrolling them.
Yep. I just got the message. I think my co-host is ready finally. Let's just bring him into the call.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry.
So your Patreon, have you met
Soups?
Daddio?
Today's just not my freaking day. What's up, Daddy? How you doing?
Good. What happened? Robot Super Patriot kidnap you and had you out somewhere?
Oh my god. No, I completely forgot there was no FNL tonight.
46 minutes ago. No, it's okay. The PSN network held you up. That's exactly how we're going to go with it. And the whole chat missed you.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, the whole chat was asking about you. They really were.
You see? And Mep started picking on me because you weren't here. So I felt special.
Well, Meps is like that. He usually only picks on the weak.
And the elderly.
Yeah. He likes going after the weak and the elderly.
Well, Soups, now that you're finally here,
Probably why Jens owns him so much.
Well, now that we have you here, we'll go back on our forums a little bit because we were getting into Game Update 31 stuff. But I definitely want your opinion on the PS3/PS4 Marketplace cache.
The only opinion I have on that right now is when are we getting a Marketplace cache sale?
There you go. See, there you go.
I cannot remember the last time we had one of those.
Well, that specifically
it's been so long.
That's specifically what Meps in the chat earlier said when we were talking about it, is that this is going to be a better way for them to actually do sales and promotions now. So this is definitely going to benefit
Once again, why is Meps telling us stuff in the chat?
He's not
Is
able
he
to
on
join.
Skype right now?
No. He doesn't want. Oh, he's not able to go. He's not able to call.
Come on, Meps.
I asked him earlier. I already asked him. I asked him earlier today. He said he'll be able to help chill out and chat.
CS, you screwed up. You don't ask. You're just like, hey, look, Meps is joining the call.
Don't you that to him. But now you're on the. Have you actually been able to get onto the game, Soups?
I am on the game right now. Yes.
How are you enjoying it?
I did my I did my 2 downloads, and then I did the Ghost download, as everybody's calling it, and just finished that up. But yeah, PSN was not cooperating with me. You guys know, PlayStation was letting everybody know that PSN was being overloaded today. So I had some issues getting signed into PSN. That was what slowed me up the most, to be honest with you, because the downloads went by pretty quick after that. Fairly quickly, at least.
Well, good. So I mean, I know you were having some headphones issues earlier, weren't you?
Using that new earpiece,
thing,
weren't
man,
you?
I don't know why. Seriously, the earpiece thing. I don't know why they wasted money on that thing. I'd rather them not give me an earbud. I'd rather not gotten anything at all than that earbud. That was just a waste of resources, in my opinion. On
Hey,
their part.
for me, I look at the opposite end. It's something that they gave me that I was able to stream and talk to the people in chat today without having to type. I could talk to them while I was doing some stream. Couldn't hear anybody because it doesn't work both ways unless you have someone on the other end. But go ahead.
The funny thing about that though is, you know how they originally they had been saying that we wouldn't be able to use any wireless or USB headsets on the PS4 at launch, but apparently a lot of USB headsets were covered with that. It's like I'm using my Astros right now on the PS4, and they were working fine.
That's
In
great.
fact, me and Brittany, I know Brittany put it out on her Twitter earlier today. Me and her were both in a party chat earlier, testing them all out because she has a set of Astros also.
Good.
And then we were supposed to sitting there watching paint dry together as we were watching the download bars go up and down.
Yeah, I had Brittany talking to me in my chat while I was streaming. It was kind of nice. Her and Soar, and I think you were there for a little bit.
Yeah, I came in there for a little bit. Your effects were way too loud.
Hey, that's what, since I don't like talking too much, I just left the effects way up.
So I know, Daddio, you use the Twitch.tv integrated app for the system. Soups, have you gotten a chance to use it yet?
The integrated app. Oh, for Twitch, I stopped through there and I watched. Yeah, I watched Daddio stream a little bit earlier today while I was downloading everything like that. I have not yet had this. I just got logged in for the first time to actually play it because they were having entitlement issues earlier today also,
Which was fixed
with the PS4, which is fixed now. Yeah, because when I went to log in, after my first 2 downloads were down, I went to log in and it popped up saying I was premium, and I'm like, no, I am not. Because
PlayStation lies.
Like, I'm just gonna back out. I'm gonna let the whole download finish, and then we'll see if it's fixed then.
So, Daddio, can you talk a little bit about how the Twitch app worked on the PlayStation? A little bit how you experienced it.
It was very simple. All I had to do was log into my Twitch account for Twitch to stream. Go through the PSN, log into your Twitch account. There's a share button. Go over to the stream function, hit stream, and it's just so simple. It's like click, click, button push, and you're online. I don't even know how to stream Twitch from my PC. Okay? I can't find the stream button when I'm using one of the programs that I got to stream stuff from my PC. But yet PS4 just made it like push, push, snap, and I was in.
Oh, what you do is you have to you download XSplit, which of course you can get for free version or you can get a paid version. You have to get another program. Maybe you could use XSplit's screen capture the capture screen, or use DxTory or another program to grab the game to put onto XSplit, and then you have to put your information. Thank you PS4 for making it simple. Just wow.
2 buttons and you're in.
There you go.
You know, and being in the game while you're streaming, seeing everybody's chat at the bottom of the screen was really nice. You can see how many followers or people are viewing while you're in there in chat, and how many comments have been made off to the right-hand side. So I'm asking people, send me stuff to talk about while I'm streaming, and they're asking me questions, and I'm answering them for them, which was great. So it's like almost instant communications.
Very awesome. Very awesome. So now it was just a separate box down there on the bottom of the screen. It wasn't actually integrated into your video game, into DCUO's chat system, right?
No, DCUO was slightly shrunk down to a little smaller screen. On the right-hand side, you have your functions. I guess if you ever get to record, there's going to be a function to record from your PS4, hopefully. And then you have like a microphone camera picture. Oh, that might have been from the webcam. If I wanted to use the PS4 webcam, that other thing might have been for.
Yeah, that little picture. Yeah, that's for like your picture of you up there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I could be letting people see me while I'm streaming, or just put a little picture there. I'd rather have the little picture there.
I think it's they can watch you while you're streaming. Yeah.
They can watch you while you're watching them watching TV.
You're somewhere in that Mobius strip.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a Trexception.
Trexception. Yeah. Let's do that. But I'm really happy it's really user friendly. That's the one thing I'm really happy about it. With the PS4, it should be able to actually capture 15 minutes of gameplay and save it to the hard drive, and you can upload it using the share function to YouTube. That's for that. With Twitch, what I've been telling people, because they've been like, "Oh, I want to upload these to YouTube," but right now with the PlayStation 4, you cannot use an HDMI PVR system like the Elgato or a Hauppauge. You cannot use those yet. They're going to introduce a patch later on, no date yet, that will allow you to use these PVR systems. But for now, I've been telling people to live stream your game. You can set your Twitch to private, or you can set it to public, whatever. Or just make like a completely brand new Twitch and just make that private. And stream it to Twitch. Stream it while you're playing. Do all the normal stuff you would do recording the game. But then when you're done, go to Twitch's website, and you can highlight your video there, and you can upload it to YouTube from there. It's an extra step, and maybe a little bit lower quality, but it works.
Hey, it's a nice workaround, though.
Yes, and that's why and of course, I have my Xbox friends like, "Oh, we can have PVRs on our systems." Like, that's great. But at least our games are 1080p. Oh, what? I'm just joking. Sorry. Had to drop that. Sorry. So I'm an Xbox fanboy. I love my Xbox more than my PlayStation. So I don't know what's going on right now. I'm in my PC master race world, because I'm a PC player officially. I'm not console anymore. I can't go back to that. I'm not about that life. Not about that life.
I don't know, man. The couch is awfully comfortable if you want to lay down with a pillow and while you're playing the game. I can't do that yet with my PC, But the couch is getting more and more comfortable.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that while in the game. If I do that, I will fall asleep eventually. I will fall asleep.
You'll fall asleep.
I will fall asleep.
Not playing DC, you will. Not playing DC.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about Game Update 31. There were some hot fixes, and first up, we're going to talk about the server hot fix that came out on the 14th. These were known issues for the NPCs and players not rendering properly on the PlayStation 3. These have been fixed. Yay! They had to make a server configuration change on live to help alleviate the issue until the fix is ready. But for now, you should be noticing it should be better. Should be better. The collection, briefing, and investigation crashes on PlayStation 3. I'll tell you what, you guys are just not prepared. This system just did not know what was going on with this update. So those have been fixed. Yay. Bug fixes. I know of these bug fixes because I've witnessed these, and these were literally the loot changes. It feels that everything from the first 3 DLCs were the issue, that they did not have the individual loots, but now they do. Yay, they do.
And I tell you, it's so nice having that individual loot. No more ninjas. I mean, you got stuff you can salvage, stuff you don't have to pass or greed on anymore. Whether it's for your role or not, you're getting salvage, and it counts for skill point feats. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely working on that myself. Super Toad, yes, you are late. I swear, did no one watch FNL last week saying they weren't going to be on tonight?
I watched. I saw. I forgot. Just plain simple. Plain simple.
I guess everybody missed our announcement that we're going to go back to our time frame, our original time frame.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember that as soon as I looked at DCUO's Twitch and I saw that they weren't live, and then I looked at your Skype message to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's right."
Luckily, Daddio was able to just come on in, and we BS'd a little bit. It was fun. I need to ask this question to Soups because he might know more about this than I. But the PvP map rotation, apparently they removed the extra 4v4 map that was listed. Do you know what map that was?
I don't remember.
No, I have no idea.
I'm sorry, but it was there. Now it's gone.
I'm not saying I don't PvP anymore because I do still PvP, but it's been a while since I've felt like I needed to go through and make sure I did every map every week to make sure I got my box. But right now it's just Batcave for arenas. It's Batcave for 1v1s, Lairs for 2v2, Bomb Disposal, Safe House 4v4, Pit 5v5, Australia 8v8.
Yes, good.
So,
good. And yes, they do know.
Honestly, I don't really see where the issue would be if they were to add in an extra 4v4 or 5v5 map for each week.
I wish we had all maps back for any time playing. I hate this map rotation, but
yeah.
I gotta tolerate it.
For me,
it does speed the queues up more. It speeds the regular queues up for everybody because so you only have the 1v1 map to queue up for. You only have the 2v2 map to queue up for. So everybody's got to queue up for it to get their marks and get their boxes out of it. But at the same time, half the time it's like 4v4. The only map that's available is Safe House Bomb Disposal. Pass. I'll get my box out of there this week, and then I ain't not queuing up 4v4s again.
I mean, you saw my
saying that.
Oh, go ahead.
Meps is saying they're working on a better way for PvP map solution. They are working on something. I just hope that it works for everybody. Like I say, now I can do it with my group of players from my league and jump in and do them. But where's Moonbase? We used to love playing Capture the Flag around Moonbase. Get 5v5, and we had our strategy set. And I know that something busted, and they haven't had it up for forever. But it's one of the maps that we really miss.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. That was probably the one thing I definitely loved was the Moon, because it was the first time I really actually got props from Super Patriot about my PvP skills. Because I ran that rock, son. That was my football moment.
Yeah,
that's it.
Meps uploaded videos. Only one freaking actually playing the objective. I was, and then there's somebody in there saying, "Man, you suck." It's somebody was on there and
Yep.
was like, "Man, you suck." And I'm like,
Fight
"Dude, he's
me.
the only
Why?
one
That's
actually
not the
doing
object.
what they're supposed to be doing in that map." Standard fight, you suck, scrub. Meanwhile, Meps has scored 700 points on him. It's like,
That's it.
but you are Trex, but yeah, you suck, Trex. You suck. Learn how to play the game, Trex.
Scrub, come fight me.
It happens.
Throw some nads.
A message came from Captain Larry Liberty, talking about the game update 31 status and known issues. I want to read this verbatim because it really needs to be conveyed. Our primary focus right now is resolving situations where NPCs or other players do not render properly on the PlayStation 3, and on eliminating a crash on some players are experiencing when completing feats. Both problems are due to memory optimization changes we made in Game Update 31. We have identified the cause and are working to get a full fix out as soon as possible. Until the fix is ready, we are making memory-related changes that should improve the situation for some players. A memory-related change that should help with players rendering properly is rolling out with this afternoon's client hotfix, and we expect a fix for feats crash out to roll out tomorrow. So, all this, by the way, has already been done. And of course, he apologizes for the inconvenience and thanks for the patience. And it's the one thing we also need: patience. Patience.
Patience? What's that?
I don't know. It's some weird thing.
Come on, man. You playing with all these COD guys? They ain't got no damn patience.
And then the last client hotfix that happened on yesterday on the 14th. The known issues, we're working around the NPCs and players not rendering properly. And the one thing that really hurt me again, this was the general fix. The lighting issues on Prime Battleground in South Gotham Courthouse has been resolved. God, it's like...
That was actually kind of beast, man. I walked in there, it was like, Prime Battleground after dark. Yeah.
Right?
It was pretty cool looking.
Sorry, syndicated gamer. I would normally do gameplay, but everything I have going right now with trying to do this podcast, it hurts my computer for some strange reason. And haven't found the fix yet. So, until I can find the fix, or at least it pops out in front of me like a snake, I can't do anything about it. Which is a big win to me. And Brittany keeps going on, man, this game is so amazing on the PlayStation 4.
It is. It really is.
It is.
Compared to the PS3, it is. Like I say, now it's on par. You're getting faster load screens, faster character load ups. I mean, you're not seeing a bunch of undressed characters anymore. You're give it a second or two, they're all got clothes on.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to do the ultimate test right now. I'm going to head to the watchtower here, and I'm going to see if I can get outside.
You're going to see if that's still going on?
I'm going to see if I can still get outside. I was still able to get outside when Update 31 hit on the PS3. I want to see if I can get out into space.
Oh, you're going to try and lagging through.
Yep. I'm going to see if I can get on to space and all that, and I'm going to see how far away from the watchtower I can fly. Have you ever done that, Daddio?
Oh, yeah. Yep. There used to be a hole in the watchtower in the Magic Wing.
Yeah, the one thing I have never been able to figure out, and I actually asked, I think it was you there, Trex, when I asked him this? I think it was Sport or Locke, I asked. Why space is so big?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand why space is so big around the watchtower. I've literally been able to fly myself far enough away to where the Earth was as big as my tune. Looked like. So I've never been able to figure out why they had to put that much space around it. Okay. It's not working so far.
I got Zenark in chat talking about the whole walk-in situation. I think, Seer Patriot, you're definitely against the walk-in portals, right? That was one of your things?
As far as, taking people in who do not match the CR requirements, I get how, if it's like, for alts, for league mates, and stuff like that. I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But it's when people are actually doing it to skip content and they've not played the game, you know, it's
Yeah. We're
honestly, if what I think they ought to do is, I think that if people still want to be able to do walk-ins, I think they should have to pay for it. I mean, seriously, I mean, it's going to look like a money grab, but you know what? I mean, it does not take that hard. It does not take that long to get to level 30 in this game, but they've got experience booster packs for it, and plus they just made it easier to get to 30 with update 31. And then you can still get experience booster packs off the marketplace. Why not, CR booster packs off the marketplace up to like the lowest CR requirement?
I think you just gave them an idea.
I mean, it's just, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Skipping content to me in any game that you play, I don't care what it is, doesn't make any sense if if you've never played that content before. I mean, if you've never done,
But
Area 51, I'm not saying Area 51's the most funnest, alert to do, but if you've never done Area 51 and all that, you should have to do it at least once. But I mean, there's people out there that have got set systems down and are like advertising them like on YouTube. I was like, so you get your tune to level 30 and all, and then you hope somebody walks you into gates, and then you do this and this and that, and then you go do this. It's like a day's process. Somebody can get to CR 70 in a day.
For me, I'm okay with the walk-ins. I don't. For me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I've used the walk-ins before, just grabbing a person off the shelf, whatever. And we were in South Gotham, and the portal was right there in front of us. We're like, let's just walk in. We're right here. For people asking, like Xenarch said about asking, no one runs the lower tier stuff anymore. It's always tier 4, tier 5. When tier 6 comes out, it's gonna be the same way, the same exact way. Because yes, people probably skipped the content. They probably found their way, but in most of the other MMOs I've also played, it's to the point where they have decreased the experience needed in those levels so you can get higher up to where you're playing now. Because that's what people want to be. They understand that they're here at the beginning, but they want to get to the end as fast as possible to run with their friends or run with their league. That's the end game. So
it's not even that, though. I'd never want to see the walk-in portals disappear, because a lot of times me and some of my league mates will just make a group of 5, 6 people, walk in and do gates.
Yeah,
because we don't have those 2 people and we don't want to bug.
Right. If they were to just put the CR requirements on those portals like they did with Central City, I think that'd solve a lot of issues, and they'd end up actually making more money off of the game, with the replay badges at least, because people would be resetting stuff, to try and get their marks or whatever, get their reward boxes and everything, And is that a money grab? Maybe. I don't care. I think they should be making more money on this game.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the CR lock or restriction or anything going on those portals. Just don't take them away. That's one thing that I wish they'd add more of. I would love to be able to walk into Area 51 and solo the damn thing.
Yeah. I agree with you on that too. I would like to have walk-in portals for everything, but CR requirements for them.
yes.
Because
Yes.
for the walk into Area 51 and everything. Yeah, I'd like to be able to walk into Area 51 with one of my alts, because I need to get the the contemporary tech feat that drop off the last boss in there on the normal alert. Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that, not to worry about getting somebody else getting it. But wait, they introduced the new loot system for all the content now, though, didn't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So now I really have to worry about never getting those feet.
Hey, wait. Now, they increased the drop in the vault for certain items, but yet, you know what I got? 3 of the same belt.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
got
need the sharpshooter chest, or
chest.
something like that, and I got 3 belts.
Yeah. Well, it's like I made a joke about it the other day. Somebody tweeted me that they ran the vault. This is still during the Halloween seasonal, and they got 2 Ms. Boo trinkets out of the same vault run. And I'm like, is random that random? I mean, there's a chance you may get 2 Kryptonian chunks. That's how random it is. No, I don't think it should be that random. I mean, I think that there's some serious adjustments. What I honestly think they ought to do with that vault is any style that drops in any instance in the game should be taken out of that vault. That vault should be for you know uh, exclusive style stuff. And I'm not
Or
saying
have
to
different.
have different what.
I was gonna say, or have different vaults available instead of having. You could have a low-level vault for people to get those styles. Then you could jack it up a bit, and make a different vault for higher-level gear, which not just higher-level styles, not the actual gear. Make it a
Yeah,
booster gold vault in the future or something like that.
yeah, something.
What do you think,
As
Mike?
I don't know, it's like I told you, the Trex was talking about they were adding they were adding more mayhem. The mayhem was coming back to the vault. I was like, they could add a level 60 Brainiac to the vault for all I care, as long as the sharpshooter legs dropped.
I got the logistics officer's boot. I didn't know I did not have that, and I got it. I got it the other day. I was really happy with it. The vault changes for me were, I mean, they're aesthetically pleasing for me. I opened up a box. There's a Joker android. I immediately started blocking. I was like, "Oh, you're green named. Okay, it's only a green name. I'm okay. Just let me move on now." And another one popped. I'm like, "What's going on here, guys? You guys gonna start fighting me?" And then he disappeared on me. But also, there were a lot more boxes. Well, I'm sorry. It was the first time I saw them, and I freaked. Because when I see a Joker android, the immediate initial response is to block.
Are you still getting one shot by Jokeroids? Is that why you blocked?
Yes. They explode and they hurt. I mean, they broke a gun. It hurt. So, I also do want to give a shout out to all the new players joining us who are on the PlayStation 4, even new players on the PlayStation 3 or PC. Welcome aboard to DCUO. It has been a very fun ride to begin with since the initial launch back in 2011, and even up till now. We're coming up to 9 DLCs. Yeah, it has truly been memorable. So,
Wait a minute. Did someone say today that we're getting 2 DLCs, one in December, one in January, or something like that? Or is that a game update or what? Somebody was saying I heard something about 2 DLCs. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Obviously, we're getting another update next month, and that's more likely going to contain the winter seasonal.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they're going to
along with whatever else.
Yes.
Yeah. But as far as the DLC, I don't think have they actually come out and said when we're getting DLC 9?
They haven't given us a date yet.
They publicly come out and said that?
They have not.
Yeah.
But we have here, Meps linked us a Kotaku post talking about DC Universe Online. DC Universe Online isn't like other PS4 launch titles. Just with that title alone, I'm ready just to go ahead and hop in and read this thing and ignore the rest of this podcast.
You can do that.
Please
man,
stand by for this public service announcement.
The chat would miss you, Trex.
They would. I know they would.
Ooh, Mep says next week they'll probably be talking about future plans.
Ooh.
Nice. Well, obviously, I mean, DCO's got a leg up on any title that is available for PS4 right now, because unless it's, a title that's been out for a while, I mean, DCO's by far has the most content available for you to play at launch. I mean, you got to think about it. DCO's got 8 DLCs under its belt at launch for PS4.
Oh man, anybody coming into the game at this time has a world of benefits that we've all suffered
Mhm.
through.
Game update 3! Yeah!
Update 3! Yeah!
Oh,
They need
hack attack.
Meps. Meps. You guys need to go into the however long it takes, whenever you guys can get to it. But however long it takes, you guys need to go into the all the data, figure out what tunes were playing during update 3, and we all need to get like a number 3 medal or something for surviving that. Kind of like they award the Purple Heart for injured soldiers and all that in the military. That we need something like that.
Purple Heart.
I think that, yeah, the Purple 3. We'll call it the Purple 3.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. I don't know what he's talking about. Soups is always the mean one.
Meps is saying he's going to leak one of their plans.
But we're
When?
being mean.
Next week or tonight?
Oh my God! I'm not being mean.
Come on.
I'm not being mean. I mean, I'm saying that's like a badge of honor. That people earned. That wasn't your fault, anyways, Meps. I don't think you are. That was Radar X's fault. He was the community manager back then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did you guys watch the podcast with Jens tonight? They're doing the
No, I was
game.
Over Games Radar, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I watched it, and Jens leaked something about a new loyalty reward coming out that they're still working on, or something like that. He said details will come out soon. So, I mean, I think our last loyalty reward was the little talking globe that follows us. What do they call that? Booster Gold's sidekick.
Oh yeah, that 25th century trinket thingy.
My Trex spot.
Yes.
My Trex spot.
Wow. I'm somehow okay with this.
He talks trash like you do.
Thank you.
So
I
maybe
think
around this holiday season we'll be getting something. You never know.
Servo was his name. Servo. Or
Okay.
Trexbot. If you, I'm my ego tells me ego. What's that? Ego approves the Trexbot theory. He approves that. But for all those new players out there,
reward is better according to Mets.
ooh, neat. So for all those new players out there who don't know about what's coming, sooner or later, we don't really actually know a game plan yet, but this is all stuff that's been talked about at SOE Live. It's been talked about recently, just on the forums as well. One is the next DLC called DLC 9 that is going to called the War of the Light. That we already know one thing, that the Blue Lanterns will show up. At least we know Saint Walker is going to be in the game. He's going to be part of the DLC. The teleporter was leaked to Mogo's command center. That was pretty cool. Apparently it might have gotten fixed by now. New content. Just with DLC 9, they're going to take the... I love this more and more every time I talk about it. They're taking a section of Metropolis, maybe even just a section. I don't even know if it's going to be the whole city. Probably just a section. It's pretty much they're going to copy it and paste it and make it into an instant zone like Gotham Wastelands. And you're going to have Metropolis there, and it's going to be completely redone. Completely redone, as far as I gather.
Unbottled area, I thought.
Have we been confirmed? I need confirmation on unbottled here.
Versions of, No, they told us that at SOE Live.
I must have been asleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Jen said that you might be able to get finally to the globe in the Daily Planet and stuff like that now.
Yeah,
I must have been asleep.
They told us at SOE Live that they were going to be like it's like no Brainiac any activity at all in these new Metro and Gothams. These are going to be like more advanced in the storyline, at least. Metropolis and Gotham, so where we're going to be going into.
Yeah.
And like all of the leveling content that we see in Metro and Gotham right now isn't going to be there.
Yay.
So that would include the bubbles around all the buildings. And didn't I say Meps or Trex that they needed to I see a Meps Thanks for stopping by and not giving us any spoilers. Jerk. So, but I mean, didn't I say though? Haven't I been saying for the longest time though that they needed to unbottle at least some of the buildings in particularly the Daily Planet, because I mean one of the most iconic buildings in comic books, period, not just DC, but you know all comic books and all that, and nobody can go get like a picture of standing there where Superman, often stands and stuff like that. So it looks like they're doing
Oh, hold on. We're going to have to stay. Oh, say it. You spoke about it. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we love our community manager.
He's just saying that. He's just saying
that. Anyways, besides DLC 9 that's coming out pretty soon, we don't know when it's coming out yet. Whenever it does come out for test servers. So, and in order to get onto the test server, it is restricted only to PC Legendary players only right now. We do apologize to the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 guys, but the technology and the red tape that is the PSN network, they're not allowed to. They can't really do a test server for the PlayStation guys.
Well, do you want me to tell you when DLC 9 is coming out?
No.
Mep's already told me.
Well, he probably told you, but he probably...
Sure.
I know when it's coming out.
I think
he said I could share
he's told all three of us, but we cannot discuss it.
Exactly.
Oh, he did? All right, well,
sure
it's on you then. It's on you then.
He said, here's exactly what he said. He said before February.
I don't know.
Before February.
Before February.
Wow.
What, 2015? Awesome.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so before February...
Wow.
Before February 2015. That's when we're going to get it.
No, 16. Sorry.
16. Oh, man. Now it kills me. So, also coming up...
When's your next birthday?
January. I'm beginning of the year birthdays. Patriot. Oh. Patriots was...
Oh, well, it's after February for me, so...
Okay. So, also coming up that we're hopefully getting somewhere with it is we're getting armories in a game update. Armories is going to allow us to... I'm going to let Super Patriot. He loves us more than I do. Super Patriot, talk about armories.
Armories are going to rock. I won't have to respec 170 skill points, or 169 still, but every time I go switch from tank or DPS, I won't have to do that whole respec anymore. And it's just going to be awesome. It's just going to be awesome. Basically what it's going to be is like, I guess from my understanding, I don't know if they've said this, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, everybody's going to get one armory. And, we might be able to end up buying, more additional ones off the marketplace. But we're going to be able to put those, armories in there, and then we're going to be able to set those armories up to, specific armor, spec, and even style. Be able to say like those three in those armories. So like if you got a certain style you like wearing when you're range DPSing, all right, you can save all of that along with whatever gear it is that you wear when you're doing that. If you have a certain spec that you use for melee DPSing, or for tanking or controlling or healing, whether it's ranger or melee, you're going to be able to basically save that spec in that armory. Okay, and then you're going to be able to switch, from my understanding, from what Jens has been telling everybody, you're going to be able to do that on the go. So you'll be able to switch, like in the middle of a raid, you'll be able to just switch over to it.
Cannot wait.
So hopefully out of combat though.
I don't know. I think he actually even mentioned something possibly about doing it while in combat, but I think that would be a little bit broken. I could see some
It's just you
issues
can't
with
change roles. Yeah, I definitely can see issues with that.
that. Hmm.
Zenark.
But if I could switch from a melee DPS to a range DPS in the middle of combat, you know, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd
Zenark,
be
I have to
nice.
say that even the devs listen to both PC and the console PlayStation 3 and now the PlayStation 4 guys. They listen from all aspects. And honestly, this game doesn't rip much from World of Warcraft. As a WoW veteran myself, that's. I mean, even WoW ripped ripped a lot from EverQuest. And EverQuest ripped a lot from I think it was like Aeon or something, or Ultima. Ultima. I mean, every game ripped something from everyone else. The one thing that got this game that took me away from World of Warcraft was the fact it's not a hotkey MMO, and that's the biggest difference. Biggest difference from DCUO to WoW. It's not hotkey. It can be if you want to, but this
Yeah.
game practically plays better with a controller.
Yeah. Definitely was made to play with a controller.
I mean, I've tried keyboard and mouse, and in PvP, I will say PvP using the keyboard and mouse was actually a lot
Speaking
fun.
of which, speaking of keyboard and mouse,
I didn't do it.
did either of you see that
GameSpot.
GameSpot video that
Yeah,
they did on the
We
PS4
discussed that a
launch
little
for
bit earlier.
DCUO?
Yep.
Oh my God! Those guys annoyed the hell out of me. If you couldn't tell by my comment, I don't know where those guys get off doing what they do and not researching any of the products that they do beforehand, so that they actually looks like they have some semblance of knowledge of what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, like I told you when you brought it up, it's. I mean, I truly wish that they would have had a little bit more hands-on with it, I guess. But I mean, it was they popped open they had their system in front of them. They got the game downloaded. It was literally a hands-on first impression kind of a thing, and that's how I took it. And they've gotten a few things in error, so to speak, especially with the whole keyboard mouse thing, but that could probably easily be fixed with them actually doing a proper review on that system, or probably going to one of the other guys on YouTube, me or Soups, and watching our videos to talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Here's my thing, though. All right, I mean, and I'm not saying, like, I mean, I get, okay, DCUO is not one of the more popular MMOs, even though it's, been winning awards the past couple of years for, free to play MMOs. But I get it, all right, and plus it's they were covering MMO. It's on a console, which honestly, there's more of those are popping up now and being announced every day almost, it seems. But it's a launch title for the PS4, all right. That's free to play. Okay, you would think they would take the time to know a little bit more about it. At least know the names of the freaking characters involved in the damn opening cutscene.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean they're like when that whole cinematic there at the start, they showed Wonder Woman, fighting Metallo, and they're like, oh yeah, get that robot guy, get him, and I'm like, I was just face palming the whole time during that, and then they spent, I swear to God, it felt like 10 minutes just trying to come up with a name for their character. And then sitting there just laughing it up about it.
But things are different these days. Kids don't really go out and know where a comic book store is. So for a lot of people, DCO might be their first glimpse into the DC universe. So I can understand if they don't know certain characters, but for adults not to, it's a little weird.
And here's the thing though too. It wasn't just that. I mean, it's like they're sitting there coming up with a name for their character, and they're coming up with like the seven L's and everything like that trying to come up, and it's saying, oh, name's not available, and so they went through that process of doing like stupid name stuff like that, and then finally they just give it a normal name, and oh, look, that name's not taken, it's available, now you can start playing. Whereas they just hadn't been screwing around the whole time and all that, they would have gotten started on it sooner. And then while they're in the middle of play, all right, they're like fumbling around getting the keyboard and the mouse plugged in, which honestly they should have had set up to begin with. All right, and just to see how it works with the keyboard and mouse. Well, they've already got the controller on. So so obviously the controller is going to take precedence over the keyboard and mouse that they just freaking plugged in. And then even then, when they start actually looking at the options to set for the settings for the controls and everything, they actually go at the end of the video. They're on the section of the settings for controller schemes. They're on that section. They're in the area where they could set up the controller scheme for the keyboard and mouse. And they're like, well, let's try it in the XMB. Let's try it on the dashboard. And they don't find anything on there. And they're like, okay, well, that's DCUO for PS4, guys. And then that's it. That video's done. If I was SOE, Meps, if I was you, I would be like, GameSpot, you're cut off. There is no way in hell any kind of online video game media, site or channel with over 1 million subscribers should be doing that horrendous at their job, that horrible of a job. Covering a game launch. I don't care what game it is. I was seriously annoyed by that. All I saw for that entire 20 minutes was two guys did not take their job seriously. Did not have any care whatsoever in the quality of the work that they were doing.
I mean, it was a 15-minute video, and at the same time, I wasn't there, so I can't really comment on how or why they did it that way. Most people, especially when you're on YouTube, you have to be entertained about it. Most people probably found the whole LLL thing, Cool J. Okay, the Cool J thing was actually kind of funny for me. Especially
the Cool J thing was funny. The LL Cool J thing, that was funny. I mean, I thought it was funny, but when they're going through, it's like, okay, let's try 12 L's instead of only 7. Come on, man.
People, funny how? What, funny like in a clown funny?
Zinark, I'm not really sure about the microphone issues.
You got me cracking up, Patriot. No, I was just saying, I understand exactly where he's coming from, and as he's saying that it wasn't funny and stuff, I was just thinking like that Joe Pesci, Danny DeVito thing, saying,
"What you would think?
Funny how?
Yeah. Funny how? Funny like I'm a clown, like I'm here to amuse you?
No. I mean, I'm just saying that you're funny. It's like, you're like Rita Radner funny from SNL. You're Rita Radner funny. Oh, well, thank you. Have you guys found any issues with the microphone on the PlayStation 4? Zinark wants to know if you guys have ran into these.
I haven't, but I think Super Patriot has.
I did initially when with the earbud thing and all that. I figured out what my problem was. Apparently, you can't just put your foot up in there to the ankle. You have to actually put it all the way up into the kneecap. When you plug that thing into your controller.
Thank God we went with this analogy.
I didn't have mine plugged all the way. Yeah.
It's a hard push.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're borderlining on Trex's kids friendly show right now, Daddio.
Well, no. You just had to wait until it popped into the right place there. That's all. A little pop.
Yeah, apparently, if you don't, if you don't make it go deep enough down the throat, all right, it doesn't, work correctly.
So
But
basically, you have to make sure it's
Well,
plugged in all the
but
way.
if you count the ribs, you could see exactly how far it has to go in.
My God. You too.
I mean, if you do it correctly, I'm sure with those ribs on there, I'm sure if you do it correctly, it's probably those ribs are probably are beneficial to the pleasure of the experience. But yeah, definitely have to make sure you put it in.
All right, so so I know.
Meanwhile, back at Daily Planet,
So Daddio,
Meanwhile, though, it's like I said, I plugged in my Astros though. I got them hooked up to my PS4 right now, and they are working perfectly fine.
now how do the Astros hook up? You going through the USB on base station, or are they plugging into your controller?
No, I've got them plugged into the USB on my PlayStation.
Cool. Maybe you could explain that to some of the people that might have them, how to do that.
It's just plug them in, set them up the same way you would set up your the same way you had them on your PS3. Now, I do have some friends and all that have like Turtle Beaches, and laugh out loud at this, the SOE or the Sony what are the Pulse headset, the wireless headsets, right? The Turtle Beach and the the Turtle Beach and the Pulse headsets aren't working for them. So I don't know what's up with that.
And well, didn't they say there'd be like an update or something for the PS4 for headsets to work? But luckily yours is working and others aren't.
For the Astros on the 1.5 firmware update apparently is what made the Astros work. So I'm sure there's going to be a few other further firmware updates where the other headsets will work, other USB headsets will work, the wireless headsets will work. And obviously we're waiting on that firmware update. Like Trex mentioned earlier, for the capture cards, the PVRs, so we can start recording this stuff.
How about that old Bluetooth thing that the PS3 used to use, the earbuds?
Oh, God,
the
man,
Bluetooth earbuds?
Oh, that Bluetooth is horrible. That Bluetooth is horrible.
Yeah, but do they work with the PS4? I haven't tried that yet.
I haven't tried it now. My hearing's not that great either. Working around jet aircraft for 15 years will do that to you. So my hearing's not that great. So I kind of need my Astros in order to hear people.
If I get my Logitechs to work on there, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
So Michael Grid, DCO for PS4 once completely downloaded runs just fine right now. Yeah.
I've had one crash. I've had one crash today.
I haven't gone into any instances yet, but I mean, it seems to be working fine for me.
I'm sure Brittany's just absolutely loving it. That's how she goes.
Now, Mike, you don't have yours yet, do you?
No. I even looked at my paycheck that I got this week, and I'm like, I still can't even get it.
I really lucked out getting the one I got today. I didn't have a pre-order or nothing.
Neither did Soups. Soups wait.
No,
nice. Yeah, I didn't either.
Soups went to Kmart at what, 4 in the morning?
Oh my God! And I was there so much earlier than I needed to be.
What, were you first in line?
Earlier than I needed. Oh my God, dude! I was the first in line. There was not
First in line. You're the first one there.
If you want to say that I was the first in line, yeah. But if you want to say for there to actually be a line, there needs to be at least 2 people. All right. And there was not a second person there until probably around 7, quarter after 7.
No.
Yeah.
See.
So there
now
I was
last
just
night,
in that parking lot.
But I'm really
Go ahead,
happy.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm really happy you both got your PlayStation 4s, and especially all the people who haven't gotten
So
a chance
I was going to go to Walmart. My local Walmart had 15 of them in, and they started releasing them at midnight. It was about 10 o'clock, and I just fell asleep. So this morning I wake up, it's a little after 6, or a little before 6. I hurry up, have my coffee, get dressed, and I'm out the door by 7. And I get to Toys R Us, and there's only 3 people there in front of me, and they had 8 available. So I was number 4.
Nice.
And I only had to wait in line for maybe 2 hours because they opened at 9 o'clock. So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So I had like 3 options available to me yesterday. That were like my 3 best options that I could take for it. It was either I go to GameStop and do their midnight release deal, which they were doing, which was I go there at 6 and basically pay for it, and then show up at midnight and hope that all the pre-orders and anybody else that showed up before me to prepay for it didn't get one, didn't take them all. I could have gone to the Walmart here, which they said they only had 4 available that they were selling to the first 4 in line. So I could have pulled my, got my kid out of school or when he got home from school and made him start at the line at like 3:30 in the afternoon and waited there together. To hopefully start the line there so we could get one, or was go to the Kmart at 8 o'clock this morning and get one. And the Kmart thing just seemed to be less stressful.
Yeah,
It
nice.
seemed to be a little bit more guaranteed and less stressful, even though I was up at butt crack of dawn and so tired. Oh my gosh, and it's I. I'm going to confess, I seriously considered breaking an old woman's hip this morning because she pulled up into the parking lot and was sitting there. I was like, I swear to God, they've only got one, and she tries to horn in on it from me. I will check her into the wall like I'm a hockey player to get into the store. I was like, but I mean, it was pretty cool. I was like, me and another guy were there before they opened up, and then this woman showed up just before they opened, and there was another guy who apparently slipped by and gotten a ticket, so get a guaranteed copy. And so the 4 of us went in when they opened, and then 2 more people showed up, and they had 6 total there.
Nice.
So their 6 got sold like immediately.
Nice.
Now I will say I am looking to get my. I am going to get a PlayStation 4. And I'm getting a PlayStation 4 just because of DCUO.
Basically, that's the
what
only
you said
reason
about
I
the
got
PS3.
it. It's for DC.
And it's
That's what
there.
That's what you said about. That's what you. Yeah, I know, but I mean, how?
Don't give me this.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody here. All right, is familiar with Trex and his playtime on the PS3 and how long it took him to get to level 30 on the PS3. I actually heard Trex oversaw Trex talking about live streaming over the weekend, leveling a tune up to 30.
Well, I have to get this tune to level 30.
How much time are you taking off work for that, sir? Because I don't think you're going to do it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to try. I mean, I'm starting probably. I'm looking to want to start at around 6 o'clock on Saturday night, and literally just stream all into the night, all into Sunday, and see how far I can get to level 30 before my body shuts down on me.
I'll tell you right now, you could probably do it in less than 12 hours.
That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking.
Right now, less than 12 hours. If you play straight 8 hours straight, you'll be level 30. No problem. With the new streamline from update 31, 8 hours, and you should be level 30.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's something fun to see the new leveling content, streaming the game, trying to promote it a little bit more, and also leveling my sorcery character. Because I think I'm probably just going to restart him at level 1 just so I can get my sidekick and my good stuff. Yeah. But I mean, I want to get a PlayStation 4 because I mean, honestly, it's the only next gen console I really want and I feel interested with. If the X Bone, as most people call it, it's a great entertainment system. I don't have a purpose for it. I don't have a purpose for an entertainment system. I just don't. Oh, but it plays games too, Trex. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Most of the games I can get on the Xbox One, I can get on my PC.
Yeah. The only reason I would ever buy the Xbox One is for one game. And that's basically the reason I bought the PS3, for one game. And when Uncharted came out for the PS3, and that game was amazing. Uncharted 2 was even better than Uncharted 3. Now I hear they're making Uncharted 4 for the PS4.
That's correct.
Naughty Dog is making...
yes.
Oh, it's going to be kick-ass.
So this means I got to finish the first one, right?
You should... What? You haven't finished any of them yet? How could you not?
Oh.
How could you not?
Daddio. It took him 4 months to get a level 30 tune on the PS3.
How's it going? Hi. My system.
His PS3 is a paperweight that plays Blu-rays. All right, that's what his PS3 is.
I have played a lot of Infamous 1. I haven't touched Infamous 2. I've played a little bit of Uncharted, and I haven't played Uncharted 2 yet. I think I have Uncharted 3. I don't think so. I think I might have.
I could not put down. I couldn't put down Uncharted. It was like
Uncharted,
playing in a
put
movie.
it down the first time I played
from
it.
the.
Yeah.
No, I could not set it down. I had to force myself to stay awake and continue. It was great.
I was the exact same way when I first got it. I think I bought the bundle when I was getting a second PS3 at the time, and there was a bundle with Uncharted in there, and I went ahead and bought that because I'd seen it. I hadn't played it yet, and I'd seen it. You know, I heard a lot of people talk about how good it was. So I was like, all right.
You still there?
To me, doesn't compare to playing it on the PS3. They're the same server, same population.
I'm pretty sure I play it straight through.
On Uncharted?
Well, the first one didn't have multiplayer.
Right.
So.
But yeah, it's the PlayStation 4
What do you
will
think
be
the difference between?
Go ahead.
How do you like the difference between PS3 and PS4 with DCUO? Are you finding a major difference there?
The colors are a lot sharper. Everything's a lot sharper. Everything is a lot sharper. The colors are a lot sharper. The characters are a lot more detailed. There's a lot more texture to the tunes and everything. As I was looking at them in the character select before I even logged in, I was like, wow. But yeah, it's even more because I have played this on the test server in the past, and I was amazed by the graphics on the test server for it. But it's even better than and I'm sure you guys have it on PC as well now. It's even better now on PS4 than it was on the test server when I played it on the PC. But I'm almost positive. Well, you'd honestly be even a better judge of it because you've played on PC pre-31 and post-31, and you played on PS3 P31 or pre-31 and post-31, and you played on the PS4. Have you noticed the difference between the PS3 and the PS4?
Oh yeah, you cannot notice. You can't not notice the difference.
Yeah.
It's like night and day. Someone put the light switch on for PS4. It's like walking into a dark room and you see that bright light at the end and that godlight sound goes, wah! You know, it's like there's the PS4, and the PS3 was sitting off to the right hand side on the floor.
It's like a Stanley Kubrick film, man. It's like 2001: A Space Odyssey. When you log into it right now.
Just the controller itself, I love the way the lights are. You no longer see those little red dots on the controller. You actually have multicolor lenses in there, or something like LED lights that actually change depending on the game mood or the situation in the game. I seen it go from blue to red to yellow to white.
It's a mood controller now. When you're red, you're angry. It's like, why did we wipe 3 times? Damn healers!
Yeah. As far as evidence, as far as anything else I've noticed, I haven't noticed any like lag spikes or anything like that. Like you sometimes get with the PS3, especially like in the middle of a fight or something like that. It's like I'm standing here in the respec chamber of the watchtower right now, and there's probably about a good 30 people around here around me right now, and there was 4 duels going on, and I didn't notice any lag whatsoever out of all of them.
Are you playing right now?
I'm on right now.
You're loaded up and playing? Where you at?
Yeah.
Watchtower?
I'm in the aquaculture. I'm in the respec area in the watchtower. PvP side, though.
Well, I know that Super Patriot is going to be doing some live streaming. When you think you're going to get up and running for live streaming, Soups?
Actually, I tested my channel stream out just as the show started. And Brittany came over and was apparently jealous because everything was working fine for me and it wasn't for her. But I don't know. I might stream a little bit tonight, depending on how late the show goes. And depending on what my league's up to.
Well, we'll be wrapping up pretty soon.
I might stream a bit tonight.
Good. What about you, Daddio? Since you can stream on Twitch easier than on PC.
Oh yeah. I'm loading the game up now, and in anticipation of going back and trying to level up. But I don't know if I want to stream it or not because I died twice while playing an ice tank, so I'm sort of embarrassed.
It's okay. It's okay.
You can laugh now. It's okay.
Ice Tank's easy mode.
It's okay. You can laugh. I understand.
Ice Tank's easy mode.
Ice Tank is easy mode. That's why I rolled one, because I'm playing with the controller, and for me, that's hard mode, playing with the controller.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, seeing...
I've noticed
you should try. I'm looking up a...
Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking up right now, seeing if there's any...
Up a keyboard and mouse and seeing if you can play with that.
Trying right now to find if there's any
really
actual
don't
DC player people going on right now. Let's see. And I think, besides us...
What, are you looking on Twitch?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other people streaming right now, and there's only one other person. It's Eternal Hazard. I'm sorry, Eternal Hazard. He's streaming some DCUO right now. And then there's us. That's really it.
If you want me to stream, I'll stream. I'll stream right now for you.
Stream when the show's over. Don't take my viewers away.
You want me to stream? I'll stream on your show, so then you can come over to my show and talk. Okay.
Well, as soon as my show's over with, I gotta go straight into editing, so my whole night's just gone.
Okay.
Eternal Hazard is a fire god. There you go. Okay. So apparently, you can go over check out Eternal Hazard over on his Twitch channel, or go follow. I think it's the Daddy's House. Is what your new Twitch handle is.
That is my new Twitch handle.
I'm gonna have to mod that one too. Actually, I see you right there too. Let us. How do I actually? I keep forgetting how to actually mod you. I don't know. Apparently, Super Toad needs me for another Nexus run.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They need some cannon fodder. Is that what they're saying?
Oh, you're a jerk.
Are you the sacrifice to the gods of the Nexus?
Yeah, you know, those Lexus, they just fall in front of me when I pop in. It's like, what's up, guys? And they just all just hand me a
I'm
loot.
laughing, maybe. Yeah, that's.
I'm not bringing the dryer. The dryer will not come to the raid again. Even that dryer needs a debuff. But okay. Thank you so much. We're going to give our shout outs now. Well, honestly, for all the people out there listening, if you have a PlayStation 4, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or on Twitch, or I'm sorry, on Facebook or Twitter at DCUO SourceCast. Just find us and shoot us your Twitch handle if you guys are going to be doing some streaming, and we'll definitely try and get the word out to you guys. And you never know, myself, Soup, Daddio, we might pop in on your stream and just like, hey, what's going on, guys? Party, woot woot.
Yeah, I'm a camera whore.
You telling me?
I gotta get my FaceTime.
Yeah, I'll log in and I'll find you. It's like I'm in Gotham Wastelands. All right, I won't be able to find you. So, you can find Daddio or Oiddad, whatever.
Oiddad.
Oiddad, whatever.
Oiddad.
I'm sorry.
Oiddad.
I'm black. I'm definitely not Jewish at all. I got nothing. I'll never be able to
Sammy
pronounce
Davis
that.
Jr. was Jewish.
Well, I'm happy for Sammy. Look where he is now. Yeah. You can find Daddio's Twitch channel over at Oiddad at it is spelled OID Dad DAD. That's pretty much it. You can find Super Patreon on his new Twitch channel / the Daddy's House. So yay for that. Super Patreon, where else can we find you?
Well, you can obviously find me at youtube.com/the Daddy's House. You can also find me on Facebook / the Daddy's House there. And I am on the Twitter at the Daddy's House on there also. Trex, where can we find you?
You can find me over at my YouTube channel at /Trexlight. You can also find me on Facebook /Trexlight. And also, you can find me especially on Twitter at This Is Trex. Going to 13K tweets. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who fought me tooth and nail to get on Twitter has got almost 3-4 times more tweets than me now.
Yeah. I'm popular.
You're popular. You retweet the shit out of anybody. Somebody tweets about they taking a dump and you retweet it.
It would have to be a special kind of dump, sir. I am not just going to retweet something willy-nilly. I am a retweet whore. I will say that. I certainly am. And I am okay with this. Because a lot of my retweets are hilarious.
Well, Mike, I want to say thank you for letting me fill in for Patriot tonight for a little while, and thank you for letting me stay and tolerate my ignorance of what happens here.
No problem. No problem. I'm really happy you stepped up.
Did you guys talk at all about the Legends? PC Legends at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I sent you the format, and by the time you came onto the format, we were already talking about Game Update 31. So you missed like the entire first half.
Okay. All right, I do.
You have to watch it on replay.
Yeah.
Anytime you guys need me to fill in, feel free.
Well, I was tempted on getting Sora in here because he actually has a PS Vita, and apparently he likes it. I mean, it's apparently the controls are a little bit hard.
John.
That's true.
How could I just can't imagine playing on such a tiny screen.
That's for me too. It's I mean, looking at him like, man, that's got to be like a little bit difficult.
Yeah, playing I can't imagine either. Farming I can, but actually playing
Farming,
it, no.
yeah. No. I guess it's good for farming if you're on the bus or something going somewhere. Yeah.
But I want, but definitely thank you to Daddio for hopping in. Thank you, Super Patriot, for joining me again on another Friday night, just having fun. And
Of course,
also,
absolutely.
and big shout out to all of you guys that join us on the live stream. You can always find us every Friday night after Friday Night Legends over here at twitch.tv/Trexlight. Every Friday night, we're having fun. We're gonna try and coordinate with Super Patriot and how I can record it to do a show over on his Twitch channel, which should be really fun. So I'm hoping it actually works out. I still haven't figured out how to do it. But we want to thank you all so much for... Ooh, Ice Knight. Ice Knight got a PS4 too?
I guess so, yeah.
Neat. Very neat. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Y'all take care.
Take it easy.